Hi, welcome back to another episode of Cooking Americana. My name is Dianne Linderman. I am a cooking show host that travels around the country showing people how to make my absolutely delicious, simple, and healthy recipes that are pretty decadent. The reason why I say that is because I use a lot of healthy ingredients, but you still think you're having something that's not that great for you. I'm going to show you how to make today my tomato basil soup. When I had my restaurant on an organic farm, this was our signature soup. Everybody wanted the recipe. I wouldn't give it to anybody. But since then, I have written a few cookbooks. All my secrets of the universe are in these. So you'll have to go to my website, cookingamericana.com. And all these recipes that we're showing you are going to be on my YouTube. So you can go to anytime you want to learn how to make them. So this is the simplest recipe. We're going to start with coconut oil because I have to saute a little of my garlic. I don't know if you know much about coconut oil, but it is a very healthy oil. Lots of people are getting into it right now. I pretty much use it for everything. As you can tell, it's very cold in here. So I'm probably going to put about 3 tablespoons in here because we're trying to get 3 tablespoons a day in our bodies. And I have a little bit of a sauteing to do here. All right, so once that starts to get hot in here, I've got that already on there. I'm going to throw in. So you see how it's smoking? Normally I'll call that the smoke stage. That's when coconut oil is at its best because it has a very high heat index. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of fresh chopped garlic. Really don't like to use the kind in those jars that have the oil. This is the best way to do it. It's got the most value, the most flavor. Just going to saute it just for a minute. Then, so simple, start throwing in tomatoes. I use fresh tomatoes. This is actually made not from canned tomato sauce, okay? Throw that in there. And I'm going to use most of my basil here. Use a little bit for the garnish, pretty much. This is how easy this is. We're going to have to let this saute for a little bit just to get those tomatoes cooking down there and the juices and the sugars coming out of them. All right. We are going to use probably 2 to 3 cups of chicken broth. You can use vegetable broth if you like. I like the flavor of chicken broth. All right. Well, we can always add, you can't take away. Little white wine. We're going to let this cook for a couple minutes. I'm going to start blending this. Now, I've got some cream here. I'm going to leave this to the very end. And then we're going to put it in right when it's done. Here's the beauty behind this. You do not have to get this very hot. You want to cook it just enough to get the flavors sort of marrying. And even though we have raw vegetables in here, I'm going to blend this as soon as I see it even heating up just a tiny bit. That keeps a lot of the nutritional value in this, by the way. All right. Got my special and most favorite tool of all. This is a hand blender, and I like to use it starting right away when I'm cooking this soup. I like to blend it. Sometimes you can let the saute or simmer for maybe about 10 minutes if you like, but I'm going to start blending it right now. It'll help it cook down a little bit. Now, I don't put any thickener in this. For instance, I don't put any extra flour or cornstarch. Rarely ever do I thicken anything. I like the vegetables to thicken it. And if you'll notice, I did not use a lot of juice or whatever broth you want to use. I like to use the vegetables broth to thicken this. And if you don't put too much broth in it, it will actually have a thicker texture to it. It's already starting to smell so good. While I'm doing this too, I'm going to add a little garlic salt. Okay, pretty much garlic salt's all I ever use. And I might even put a little pepper in it. Might be adventurous today. I don't like to add a lot of herbs or spices. I like to use raw herbs. And if I'm going to use any kind of spices, it's hardly ever anything major. Probably pepper and garlic salt are pretty much all I use for anything. If I'm going to spice something up, I'll use fresh jalapenos or something that gives it some real kick. It's starting to look delicious. First time I had a pan tall enough to keep it from flying out on me. All right. If this was all cooked up, it'd be easier to blend, but I'm totally good with having to work it with it a little bit. Okay. Starting to get hot now. Okay. Now, the reason why I put the cream in it, and you're seeing my favorite ingredient on earth, pure maple syrup, is because you have to sweeten this up. This is tomato soup. You ever have Campbell's tomato soup or any kind of tomato soup? It's always sweet. I love using my pure maple syrup. It has a lot of nutritional value in it. Plus, it just gives it a flavor that just has richness to it. This cream is going to make it so it smooths out the whole soup. So, I'm not seeing a lot of chunks left in there. I don't like to put my cream in when it's boiling. I turn it off, add my cream. Usually it stays warm up. I might heat it up just a tiny bit. Oh, it looks so good and it smells good too. All right. Ooh. You can tell what time of year it is. The tomatoes are not real red, but they still taste good. All right, so we're going to sweeten this up a tiny bit with pure maple syrup. I'm going to add a little bit more garlic salt. And if I had pepper, I would do that too. Get it next time. And I'm going to put a little bit of cream in it, just enough to smooth it up. Now, it looks a little foamy at the moment, but it's going to be delicious. I better taste it now. Best part of the show. That one's got holes in it. That won't help me. Okay. I'm just going to taste a little taste. Oh my gosh. Needs more salt. Oh, it's tasty though. That white wine, basil. Can't go wrong with that. Woo, doggy, that is good. A little bit more maple syrup. A little bit more cream. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh, yeah. That looks so good. Now we need some red dye to make those tomatoes look more like tomatoes. All right, I think it's time for me to plate this up for you all. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel, Cooking Americana, and be a subscriber. And we'll let you know when we're putting out new recipes, which hopefully will be at least once or twice a week. Look at that, people. Does that look good? It will thicken up. Ooh, looks delicious. Well, thank you so very much. Until my next time, make sure you check out my website, cookingamericana.com, for all of my recipes. My name's Dianne Linderman, and this is Cooking Americana.